Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, we're going to be taking a look at what the Grand Theft Auto 5 map was supposed to look like before the game released, basically a beta map. And this is something I've been kind of obsessed with on multiple occasions. In fact, in previous videos and in the past, we have several times taken a look at what the GTA 5 map was going to look like, including images and screenshots that can be found on artist portfolios that roughly look like this. This is not what the game looks like in its current state, which is really cool. So you get to sort of see how rough the landscaping looks, how different changes in the roads might be, in the billboards and their locations. So this is stuff that I'm really interested in. It's cool to see how like the map progressed from like 2010 to then when it obviously released in 2013. And these are like pre-released images of GTA 5 and again, all the various differences that have actually been made. And then there are even in-game examples that I feel like you can find, and it shows you what I think Rockstar's original plan for the map was ultimately going to be. Like, for example, on this website, acceptthechaos.com, I think you can see what the GTA 5 map was going to be like, or at least a starting point, because you can see this like rough version of Los Santos here that's basically just one giant island, and it's obviously surrounded by water. And you can also see that it's not an exact like-for-like match for the current Los Santos city. Like, there's big differences right here. It almost kind of looks like it was supposed to be 1/3 of a bigger map, kind of like what we saw in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, which is kind of what I was hoping they would do all along in GTA 5, just sort of an HD version of that. And in this instance, they were talking about how a tsunami kills 200,000 people. You can then see what the map looks like if it's actually flooded here. So this would not be the first time in which we have seen maps like this actually happen. You can even see NPCs holding rough versions of what looks to be beta maps for Grand Theft Auto 5. So this is nothing new that we have actually seen over the years. Well, it looks like another beta map has actually been found, and this time it was found by a user on Twitter and on the GTA forum site, Pariah87. I'll leave a link to his Twitter page in the description if you'd like to check out more like GTA and Rockstar stuff like this. I do think it's pretty fascinating. And it looks like this is the map that he found right here. He specifically said, "I think I found a new GTA 5 beta map. At least I've never seen it discussed before. Airport and docks are pretty much in transition at this point," meaning they had not been completed. So this is what the map looks like right here. And you can see it's a Los Santos transit map. And we're obviously looking at a part of the city right here. And again, the big things to me that are really missing here, you've got the airport, definitely a bit of the like Los Santos Pier, or the Del Piero Pier, I should say, and then like the dock area seems to be missing. And you can also see there is much fewer street details that's going on here. Like, if you were to go down Los Santos right now, there are way more roads and back alleys and stuff like that. And I think the areas even in the hills were ended up changed too. Like, there's way more roads than what you see right now. And obviously it looks like there's a lot of things missing because you, from this map, don't really get to see like the buildings and the skyscrapers and the Vinewood sign, etc. And then at the very bottom, it says buses, trains, subway, translation, but it doesn't have any text. It just has random letters so that they could figure out what the font was going to be. And it's actually even more interesting if you look at like a side-by-side comparison here. I'll try to get you guys a GIF so that you can see what's going on. And I'll definitely leave a link to this in the description if you guys are interested as well. Again, the biggest changes that I have noticed here, the airport had not been completed yet, nor did the docks area. And we saw some finalization of a lot of the back roads, as well as some of the areas by the pier. So it really just goes to show you that it probably takes a really long time in order to complete and finalize a Grand Theft Auto map. So as we're all sitting here getting excited about what's to come next in Grand Theft Auto in terms of GTA 6, I think we all need to take a step back and say, you know what? It's probably going to take a really long time, especially with all the little intricate details and changes that go about making a map. Now, it's not to say that I am not impatient either, and I'm ready to see what Rockstar is cooking up next, but it just takes a long time. I think that's the long story short here. Now, a couple people were skeptical if this really was a beta map, with some users saying it's pretty much the same as the low-quality debug map found in some textured dictionaries, just high res. Also can see the third Mirror Park Alley on it. And there was some more follow-up by this same user, Pariah, who said the airport and docks are completely different, even from that debug map, which has the airport complete. And a couple of other interesting things as well, like the Vinewood Hills area. I'm assuming this is like the initial road layout that they came up with. And then they had to add more direct roads going through the hills because maybe players weren't able to get out of the city quick enough. Because I'm just looking at this map right now, and from this sort of like bird's eye view, you'd feel like you would have, a lot of different roads to get out of the city. But you put 30 players in Grand Theft Auto Online, doesn't give you that many route options. You're trying to escape a police jam in single player, doesn't really give you all that many route options either. And I'm continuing to look at this, and there's a lot of like big things that didn't seem to be developed at this time, like the casino and the court center and a lot of the little details here. I think this was really Rockstar just trying to get their road layout, honestly, before doing anything else. Now, what would be nice here is if we actually had a bigger version of this map. Like, I'd honestly like to see what else the rest of the map looked like. And maybe Rockstar designed the city first. I mean, you would think knock out sort of the hardest thing first and then do sort of the smaller, less populated areas like Blaine County and Sandy Shores and Paleto Bay, etc. So maybe this is just like the first little bit that they finished, which is why that snapshot was ultimately made available. But like I said, I would love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. What do you think about this beta map for GTA 5, the changes that have been made? And if you could redesign the GTA 5 map, what were some of the things you would do different from the way Rockstar ultimately had it? I really like the Grand Theft Auto 5 map. I just feel like a lot of it is unusable or isn't really used. So I would put more things that would encourage us to go to Blaine County, Paleto Bay, Sandy Shores, etc., especially in Grand Theft Auto Online. In single player, the missions sort of naturally take you up there. It's kind of in a way what I liked about GTA 4 is the islands unlocked sort of in sequence. So it was like really exciting to check out a new part of the map. But again, you guys can let me know how you're feeling in those comments down below. I would love to hear from you guys down there. Or you can reach out to me on my Facebook page where you can send messages, photos, videos. It's a lot easier of a way for me to interact rather than looking at the comments of videos, which just sometimes the comments can get lost. It's way easier to organize on a platform like Facebook. So check that out. The link will be in the description. But if you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you want to stay up to date on all latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.